Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Sorry for making you guys wait for new videos. I've been brainstorming and preparing new stuff for y'all, so we're back to daily uploads. Today we are going to be talking about a theory of mine on how Kashin Koji can be reintroduced into the main story of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex and how it will be a huge role going forward. As we all know, Sasuke and Boruto have fled from Konoha and have gone into hiding to train. So what do you think Kawaki is going to be doing in that time frame? Just waiting around? I think not. I think that Kawaki will also be receiving training, but by someone we don't expect. Remember, this is just a theory of mine and nothing has been confirmed yet. I think Koji will return, but not in the role we expect him to. According to the fandom, Boruto should be given his own Taka type squad, and I have some candidates for that squad, but we'll discuss that later in another video. And most people want Koji to either be a part of that squad or to be a second sensei for Boruto. But what if Koji's role in the story going forward is to become Kawaki sensei? We all know that due to the omnipotence, even though it has an effect on the people and over time it grows stronger, they still recognize something that's different, like something that seems out of place, like the Jonin who noticed Kawaki doesn't have a scar, or Sasuke who could sense Momoshiki in Boruto instead of Kawaki. So even if their mind is telling them to overlook things, these observations are still sitting there in the back of their minds. So Kawaki activating his karma, and it being on the left instead of on the right as people remember it, or it being red instead of blue, would be a huge giveaway. So in the timescape, unless it's an Otsutsuki level threat, I don't really see Kawaki using his Otsutsuki powers often, so that will probably leave room for him to start training as a shinobi. Even if he doesn't like them, he'll have to keep his cover, as he is now perceived as Boruto, and who better than Koji to be his sensei? I mean, sooner or later, Shikamaru, Kakashi, Tsunade, Orochimaru, and the rest of the main characters will find out that he's a clone of Jiraiya. If he were to return via, you'll find out that he's a clone of Jiraiya if he were to return via Amado, and Kakashi was onto him as seen in the anime. Most people would probably want Kakashi to be his sensei, but I think he has been reserved for Sarada's sensei, as he's the only person alive and present in that moment that has used a Mangekyo Sharingan. This is just my viewpoint on what could possibly happen in the future. Also, from what we've seen going into the timeskip, Kawaki has an ill viewpoint on Shinobi, and lest we forget, Koji was called a star of change by Ishiki, and he was told Jiraiya had a mighty fate, and it is now his to bear. So what if Koji is going to influence Kawaki to an extent, making him realize Shinobi aren't that bad, but it's the system, the same way Jiraiya made that clear to Naruto. That's probably why in the future, Kawaki says the age of Shinobi is over, because it is the current system that is bad, not the actual Shinobi. Koji has a lot of potential to be rewritten in the story, and this is by far my favorite theory because not a lot of options are open for Kawaki to have a sensei. So I think someone who could last for more than 2 minutes fighting Ishiki is a stellar option to be a sensei. Plus, he has some experience with Ishiki's powers, so he could give Kawaki one hell of a training session, even if he were to use his actual powers. Making Koji his sensei could also cover a big plot hole too. We know Boruto is a master of the Rasengan. It's basically the number one thing in his arsenal. So let's say for instance Team 7 is out on a mission, yeah? And Kawaki is seen as Boruto and he isn't using the Rasengan. You will definitely raise suspicion from Mitsuki and Konohamaru. As I've said, even though the omnipotence is in play, Kawaki will 100% not be free to use Ishiki's powers and his ninja tech arm. So that's possibly why he fights with his staff in the timeskip. So him going in public without busting Rasengan will probably raise eyebrows. So Koji teaching this to him will be an excellent cover. And some of you might ask, if he's Boruto, wouldn't that mean he knows it? Why would he ask Koji to teach it to him? Well, he could tell Koji he'd want to add the change in chakra nature to the Rasengan, and he'd want to learn it from the basics, and Kawaki himself could now create another variant of the Rasengan, which sounds as a super interesting storyline to me. So these are the roles I actually see Kashin Koji playing in And in my opinion, this is actually the best way for him to be rewritten into the story, and to make and to become more than just Jiraiya's clone. And by doing this, they could open so many other storylines and plot points, like him reuniting with Naruto, the legendary Sannin coming back together. It may even lead to Orochimaru becoming wary of Amado, as we might see a duel of intelligence between both of them, and we'll finally see which one is more shady and who's the smartest. It could open so many subplots, but we have to see if the writers want it to run this way. Well, this is where I'll end the video for today. Please be sure to check in tomorrow, as I'll drop another video soon. Peace out, and I love you all.